Hello and welcome to the Wyoming Knits YouTube channel. My name is Jenny Lee and this is my channel where I like to talk about all the things that I've been knitting. Welcome to all our new viewers and welcome back to everyone who has been here for a while. Today is Sunday, March 3rd, and this is episode 32. It is currently 26 degrees outside here in southwest Wyoming. It was snowing this morning and it stopped, so we got the plow out and we got the driveway plowed, and now it's time to sit and rest. So you can find me on Ravelry as Jenny Lee S Knits, and you can find me on Instagram as Jenny Lee Knits. If you like what you see today, make sure to hit the subscribe button, maybe give me a like. I will have everything that I talk about today linked in the description box below. Leave a comment if you have any questions. Let me know what you're working on today as you watch through this. Let's get started. Today I have one FO. I have the Ruska cardigan. This is my last cardigan that I made. I'll stand up so you can see it a little better. Here's some pockets. I finished this on Monday, so the day after I recorded last week I finished. I used Yarn Cafe Creations BFL in the Minty Kiss Cocoa color. This is, the pattern is by Opie, and I have knit a few cardigans before. I'll try to go ahead and show you over here or on the screen what I have knit before. The first one was the Comfort Fade Cardi by Andrea Mowry. I looked through the pattern. I found what I thought would be my size. I knit it and it ended up having sleeves that were too tight around my upper arm, and so I don't wear that one very often. It is some of my favorite colors, but I don't really wear that one because the sleeves are too tight. I think I'm going to make me another one, go up a size or two. I'm going to base my measurements off my upper arm measurement and give myself a little bit of positive ease there. The next one I knit was the post-grad cardigan. I'll put the name on the screen. I can't remember who designed that one. I used some Knit Picks, Wool of the Andes worsted, and I do kind of like it. It's a little heavier. It slides off my shoulders during the day as I'm wearing it. It's nice and warm and cozy for when you're just sitting, but to get up and move around at school, it's not one of my favorites. So the next one I knit was one by Stephen West. I think this is the something marled, and it fits a little bit differently than the rest of them. I'm not sure if I like the way it fits on the shoulders. It's very long and drapey, and it's almost like wearing a blanket. It's got lots of different colors. I did mostly greens because that's my favorite color. The big cozy cardi, it has the big shawl collar, and I really enjoy that one. It does slip off my shoulders a lot while I'm moving around. I have to pull it back up. That one is the Harvest Cardigan by Tin Can Knits. I finished that one just recently. I used another Knit Picks, or the neck sits a little further down on my shoulders. It does stay on, but I am worried that eventually it will start slipping off my shoulders. And then the last one I knit was the Ruska cardigan, and so far that one is my favorite. It sits nice on my neck. I like the way it sits on my shoulders and my neckline, and it just sits very nicely. So those are all of the cardigans that I have knit over the last 3 or 4 years. I can't remember when I did the first one, but I think the Ruska is the one that fits me the best. So that was my first finished object, and last time we visited I had some ideas for some new cast-ons. I did cast on my March Felici socks. I am using the Gone Fishing color. And this was their summer of 2022 collection. And I'm using some leftover yarn from Sinful yarns in the Wizowski color. And I did the cuff, and I am just about 7 or 8 rows from adding in the heel. So these are going to be my March socks. I'll probably take these to work with me next week. Next week is parent-teacher conference week, and so I'll have a little bit of time in between some of my conferences that I could sneak in a couple of stitches on here. This is a bag that I got from Happy Mermaid Yarn Co. So let's talk about the next one. I am still working on my Hawthorne Turtleneck by Two of Wands. Last time I was working on the front panels. I was almost done with the second front panel, and now I have connected both. So this is the back and this is the front, but I think this sits further back on your shoulders. So I've got just about that much done on the sides. I've got to work until one of my patterns says 8 inches and one says 11, I think. So I'm not sure which one. I'll have to go back and look, but I know I have a ways to go. I have my twice shared sheep row counter. On this one, every 4th round you do this stitch right here, so I have it marked on here in the pattern. It's repeat rows 2 through 5, and so I have my little marker here. So on row 2 is when row 2 or 3, I'll have to go back and look, is when I do that stitch. So working on this one for a while. This is my after dinner sweater. This is the Stria cardigan by Andrea Mowry. Last time I was right there. I've got 2 more purples put in. When I get to here again, I'm going to separate for sleeves. So I've been working on this just a little bit here and there. The yarn is Knit Picks Stroll Tweed in the Earl Grey Heather color, and then all the stripes are from a Happy Mermaid Yarn Co. mini set that I got. So this one is a weekend project. I want to pull this out over spring break and get a little more done on that. We have parent-teacher conferences next week, like I said, and then on Friday we start spring break. So I'll get a week off and go back on the 18th. The next thing, I really thought about casting on my next love note, and I had some other yarn up here that I wanted to use, so I grabbed some different skeins and I wound up my mohair and my Knitting After Midnight. I have this in a bag that I got from Fancy Boy Designs that I was doing my Desert Vista dye work socks in last year. And this is Knit I Dye in the mohair in the naughty color, and then this was Knitting After Midnight. She doesn't dye anymore. I think I got this on the Knitting is Metal Etsy shop. Probably about 3 years ago. So I did cast on the love note. I cast on Monday after school, and it starts with a provisional cast on. I read the pattern and I picked my size. I want the same size as I did last time. I picked the size. I went to the app. I loaded all my stuff. I picked my colors, my size, not cropped, and it said cast on 96 stitches provisionally. I did that. I got through the first increases. I did not stop and check my stitch count, and I went through and I did my next set of increases, and I stopped and checked my stitch count, and I had extra stitches. And I said, okay, I can make up 2 stitches somewhere, or I can decrease. I can rip back and decrease a couple of stitches, but I think the last round I did was the increase round, and so that would be a little wonky. So I went back and I looked at the pattern, and it did not say cast on 96 stitches. It didn't. It said cast on 92. So I was 4 stitches off when I cast on, and that is why I was a few stitches off when I went to do the lace chart. So I ripped it all back and started again on Tuesday, and this is what I got done between Tuesday and Sunday. So I think I have about 1 or 2 more inches on the body before I start the short rows on the back, because it does have a high-low hem. And then I will be ready to put the sleeves on. I like to use my extra cords, so that way when I get ready to do the sleeves, I can just put them back on the needles and just go. I don't have to restring them. So I think this is going to be very awesome. I love the pops of purple in there. So I can't wait to have this one done. This will be my spring sweater. In April in Utah, they have the Great Basin Fiber Arts Fair in Farmington, Utah. It's by Ogden, and I think I'm going to go to that this year. Usually Yarn Cafe Creations, Sinful Yarn, and Dragon Horde Yarn are there. Not last year, but the year before when I went, Candy Shop Yarn was there, Yarnaceous Fibers was there, and so I'm really looking forward to that. I think I might wear this when I go if it's warm enough. It seems like spring is not ready to be here yet. It's still winter. I woke up this morning and it was still snowing, and it felt like a January day, and it's March 3rd. So we'll see if we get any sun. Some of our snow was mostly melted, and now it's all covered again. I did cast on one more thing. I had some green yarn. This is a alpaca, linen, viscose, and tweed. I'm not exactly sure how to say that. And this is the color Bells of Ireland. So I decided I wanted to make another Tolsta tee. So I got the neck cast on, and through the short rows, let's see, this is the very front right here. And now I just have to do my raglan increases. Last summer I did a Tolsta tee, and it really didn't take me that long. It took me a couple of days to get through and separate for sleeves, and then after that I needed to add the next ball of yarn, and I stalled out on that and took a while. And then once I got that next ball of yarn added in and just started working on it, it felt like it flew, because as soon as you're done with the body, you just go back. And I think I added about 4 to 8 rows on the sleeves, and then I did the ribbing, and so that wasn't very long. So I think that was all I worked on. The love note was something that I really wanted to work on. I wanted to get a lot done on that, so I did work on that one the most this time. I don't have any new yarn acquisitions. I know I have some yarn in the mail. I should have my row one, my Yarnable, and my yarn that I got from Zen Yarn Garden should be in. I think I can pick those up Monday if I get to the post office early enough. The mail is not delivered to my house, so I have to go to the post office anytime I want to send or pick up anything. So that is everything I've worked on. I did rearrange my yarn. I put all of my sweater quantity stuff over here. some of this is still sweater quantity stuff. I put my Felici and Felici sock yarn up here so I can see them for when I'm ready to pick my next month's yarn. I put all my mohair and suri right here. This is all sock yarn that I'm willing to use, except for that's yarnable right there. Some of the yarnable I am not willing to use for others. Some of that yarnable is going to be socks for me. Most of this down here I am willing to make socks for other people with that yarn. I have my Lolo Did It yarn and my Dragon Horde yarn right there. So hopefully now I can see all of it and am a little more motivated to work on getting through some of my stash. I have three sweater quantities right there. It's three 100 grams each, so I'm not sure if I could do a big sweater, but I think I can do at least a t-shirt with those. I have more yarn right here for another Cozy Comfort cardigan from Andrea Mowry. So that is everything that I wanted to visit about today. And if you haven't hit the subscribe button yet, go ahead and hit subscribe. Let me know what you're working on today, what you want to see in the future, more socks, more sweaters, reviews on sweaters I've made before. Just let me know in the comments, and I will see you next week. Happy knitting!